What's up, guys? Today I'm going to bring you a little bit of Insurgency Sandstorm, and today I'm going to show you what it would be like to put your loadout, how a Marine Corps infantry unit would have theirs.
Come on then.
I
I
did
need a
serve in
radio,
the Marine
guys.
Corps. I was an infantryman. I served from 2017 to 2021, and I was just your basic 0311 rifleman. But within that time, I also had time to cross train and learn tactics of other MOSs within the infantry. I'm going to do my best to make it the most up to date, but the basis of the game itself is not the most up to date. So until they add an M27 IAR, I'm not going to be able to give you that, but I can give you something a little bit more of what I worked with when I was in. Alright guys, so first off we're going to start with the Rifleman class, and me being a Rifleman myself, I'm going to be able to make this as accurate as possible for you. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off with the M4A1, you're going to throw on the ACOG. Uh, you can put whatever grip you want on, it really doesn't matter. I mean, I guess except the aim point grip, but everything else, we kind of had liberty when it came to what grips we used. And the PEC 15 laser box. And we were never issued pistols as just regular riflemen, so you don't need a pistol. Take 2 grenades with you, grenade and a smoke grenade, whatever you want to do. And then for your armor, you can do light armor or heavy armor. If you want to make it more modern, go with light armor. And then for your pack, you could do the heavy pack or the light pack. If it was a real world situation, especially if it's like in this Iraqish looking area, whatever you want, we would take gas mask with us for sea burn.
We're in
Alright,
Alpha.
so now we have to assume that you have enough friends to where y'all can fill out an
We're in
entire
Alpha.
lobby and commit to this. A majority of y'all will be playing as the rifleman, and even if you're not as the rifleman, you're the commander or an observer, you can still build it out like the rifleman. So with the M4, the ACOG, and whatever foregrip, and the PEC. Now, here for the beginning of this segment, I am playing as the commander, but you wouldn't be able to know the difference unless I pulled out the binoculars. Your primary job as a rifleman is to be the first in the fight. So you're going to be clearing the houses, kicking in doors, you're going to be pushing up first. Everybody else is going to follow you. So your machine gunner and your sniper, your commander, all those guys are going to follow you. Once y'all have cleared the house and y'all start taking the objective, you're going to basically make a wall or some type of security posture, whether that's facing the enemy or you're doing a 360 security. But in Insurgency Sandstorm, you're mainly just going to make a defensive posture like a wall facing the enemy. Now, when I say make a wall and face the enemy, I also don't mean everybody get on the highest, balcony or whatever, the second floor, third floor, whatever, and you literally get online and just put a wall of lead. Um, the AI are a little smarter than most average AI, definitely smarter than ARM AI, and they do tend to flank. So you're gonna have to have guys holding on doorways, stairwells, whatever. So the wall is gonna have to shift. Your defensive posture is going to have to shift depending on where the enemy is coming from. Now, for my guys playing as the commander, you're essentially going to be the squad leader. If you want to be like a high-ranking commander, like an officer, take a pistol with you as far as the loadout goes. If you're just going to be like a basic squad leader,
Hit that
I don't know
position
any
on your
basic
smoke
squad leaders
result.
that got issued
Station,
pistols, but
this is Observer.
anyway,
We need this
use
position
your
right here.
binocular, use your
Stairs.
air support,
Enemy
your
hit it.
artillery, whatever you have. As you just saw, I used the strafing run from the A-10 to call in on Bravo to destroy Bravo. That way, I don't even have to deal with
Go!
Bravo. I don't
Heads
have
up,
to
he's
go
coming
get
in.
in a gunfight. The A-10 will blow it up like it just did, and we can just push on to Charlie. We don't even have to deal with that headache of getting in a firefight. And for my guys who are going to be playing as observers, stay close to your commander. Your commander should not have to hunt you down so he can call in whatever asset that he's going to be calling in. It is your responsibility to maintain that distance so he is capable to do so. So next up, we're still using the rifleman role, but here we're going to build an engineer. Now an engineer is technically not a grunt, but I'll get into it later. But what you're going to want to do is use the M16A4, the ACOG. You can use whatever grip you want, and some engineers had spec boxes, and then some didn't, so I guess also use what you want there. As an engineer, I would also give them maybe a grenade and a thermite. I personally have never seen a thermite grenade used in real life other than when I was in the infantry training battalion. So have a little liberty with that, but in this case, I would say an engineer would be the most likely person to have a thermite grenade. And then your armor, your pack, and the gas mask, do what you want. Now, while engineers are not grunts, sometimes they damn sure might as well be because they do the exact same stuff as us as far as kicking in doors and clearing rooms, holding security, whatever. But they have a little bit different skill set.
Using
As you see
incendiary.
here, I used the thermite grenade to destroy the weapons cache. I feel like the engineer would be the most probable person to have a thermite grenade in this situation. And here I have the engineer planning, for whatever reason, an IED and not a block of C4 on the weapons cache. But you can make that rule up to where only somebody playing as an engineer can plant the charges. Now, for the breacher loadout, I didn't really see a whole lot in there for the breacher loadout that the Marine Corps could use other than the 870. And I really don't know. Seen shotguns in the Marines. I don't know if they were 870s or not. But they were engineers, so I guess you can build this out as another engineer unit. Give them thermite, grenades, flashbangs, whatever, because he's got a shotgun and he's the breacher. So just have a little liberty with that, but in my opinion, just make another rifleman. You don't really need a breacher. Now, for the advisor role, it goes without saying. The only thing we really use is the Mark 18. I guess you could use the Scar, and this is going to be your MARSOC guys. So I did a Mark 18. You can literally use just about any sight, you know. So I used the LCAN there, but you can use the ACOG, the holographic sight, red dot sights, whatever. You can pretty much have as much freedom with that as you want, as I'm aware of. MARSOC's a part of SOCOM. They got a way bigger budget than the Marines, and they probably have a lot more freedom. And then for the pistol, as you saw, I would use the M45 because that is what MARSOC is issued, even though I've seen MARSOC guys with Glock 19s and whatever. Now, as far as you playing as the MARSOC guy, all I can say is just have fun. I mean, as long as you're using the Mark 18 and probably the Scar, if you want to do like a little bit of a DMR action, I don't see the problem with it. Throw flashbangs, kick in doors, go ahead of the grunts if you want because you're like the special forces, and yeah, pretty much just have fun.
I'm throwing a frag.
Next up is the Demolition class. Now here, again, I would run the M4, put on your ACOG, your PEC 15 box, and then you can run a foregrip if you want, but this is the only class where you have an M203 grenade launcher that shoots the explosive rounds. So for here, I just threw on the explosive rounds, and you wouldn't get a pistol, but you could get an AT4, and AT4s in real life, so much fun. And then I would suggest carrying the larger pack for your ammo, so you get two 40mm grenades, and obviously you get more ammo. And then for your armor, you can do whatever you want. And then if you have the extra points, take a gas mask with you. Again, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but this guy, he's gonna essentially be doing what riflemen do. You're holding security, kicking in doors, clearing rooms. Other than that, you just have a grenade launcher with you if that's what you decide to take, and a rocket. If you don't decide to take the underslung grenade launcher, get you some grenades. And but like I said, no pistol because I myself was a grenadier and I was never issued a pistol, so that's about as real as it'll get for you.
On your knees! Enemy up here! They're on the front!
Next, we have the Marksman class. Everybody loves to be a sniper. It's just something about it. It's sexy, it's fun, it appeals to everybody, or for the most part. But anyway, here if you want to go with like a more old school, kind of like the M40 route, I'm using the M24, sniper scope, suppressor, bipods, and then a grease bolt. And then you can give them an M9 because I'm sure most snipers would have at least a pistol on them for backup. And then you can do smoke grenades and even a frag grenade if you want. Now, if you want to go the little bit more modern route, you can use the M110. You can throw on sniper scope or variable zoom scope. You can do bipods or foregrips. I highly recommend the extended mag because anytime I saw an M110 in real life, the magazine that is displayed with extended mag in game is what I saw in real life. It's kind of mag pool mag. And then you could do suppressor or you can don't run a suppressor. Totally up to you. So at the time of recording, I failed to portray that in the Marine Corps, we do have 50 cals. We call them M107s. It's just the Marine Corps' designation for it. But the Barrett, you can run a 50 cal, but I was thinking light infantry, and a Barrett's not really that light. But, you know, you can do it and not be wrong. Now, the Marksman class is going to be a bit more like the Machine Gunner class, where is if you have a little bit more map knowledge, you can set up from a distance, like I'm doing here, and you'll be able to essentially have the enemy come to you, and you'll see them way before they ever see you, and you just pick them off as they come. Now, for the people that want to portray an 0317 or a Marine Corps sniper, you kind of want to be a little bit more reserved because the actual mission of a Marine Corps sniper is reconnaissance. Like, that's its primary mission. But in the game, reconnaissance is out the window, so you can do it more as a sniper. Like I said, if you know the map a little better, go back and just pick them off as the enemy are coming closer to you, or you can use it as a designated marksman rifle. Clear rooms, kick in doors. I wouldn't recommend being the first man in the door, but you can be up there pushing the fight with the regular infantry, you know, with the 11s. Here, you see me, I'm being a little bit more reserved, just kind of sitting in the back, and when they come through the little ravine or along the bridge, I'll just pick them off. Now we are on to the gunner roll. Here I'm doing it, I'm going to show you two ways. You can do it this way with the M249 saw. You can portray as an automatic rifleman. This is still an 0311, but he's just carrying a saw, and he's going to be the assistant team leader. And he's, when the machine gunners are not in the house, your 0331s, this is the guy that's going to provide the support, you know, the suppressing fire to the enemy, or he may just be flat out killing everything. But this is the role you're going to go, the M249 saw with the ACOG. I have a pistol here, but no pistol if you're doing an automatic rifleman roll. Throw you some smoke, maybe a grenade. I recommend getting as much ammo as you can. So the saw has a 200 round box, and you get 3 boxes if you do the max ammo you can carry. And then your armor, whatever, and then if you have the points, you get a gas mask. Now, if you do want to portray a machine gunner in 0331, use the M240 Bravo, throw on, honestly, any of the magnified optics, like the 4-time optics. I go with that Canadian sight. Sorry, I don't know what it's called. Throw on the extended magazine so you get a 100 round belt, and then you can also throw on the PEC box because we had PEC boxes on our M240s. Now, I know for a fact that 31s, specifically the gunners, carried pistols. So for the pistol, put an M9. And then you can take a grenade with you, even though I don't think I've ever seen a machine gunner throw a grenade into a building, or, you know, other than when we were just getting grenade qualified. You can do smoke grenades if you want to, like, break cover, whatever you want to call it. And then, again, for the ammo, I recommend taking the large pack so you could take the max amount of ammo you can carry. The armor, do light armor if you want to be more modern, do heavy armor if you want to be a little more old school, don't really matter. And then take a gas mask if you can. Now, if for whatever reason you're in front of everybody, or everybody died, and you have to clear a house, you can clear the house with the Beretta like I'm doing here. Or if you want to be more realistic, you can be like every 0331 that ever lived, and I'm clearing the house with 240. Now, I'm not trying to sound like a hater, but it does get a little bit of annoying that they're constantly shoving their pride down your throat. But they are a very proud people that love their job, and most machine gunners that I know were very, very good at their job. And you can't ask for anything better than that. So, I love my 31s to death. Now here, like I said, if you have a little bit of map knowledge, you want to get on bipods because recoil of machine guns in this game are retarded. Get on bipods and you're going to either be stacking bodies or suppressing the enemy. And even after the point is captured and you've defended the point from an assault, you kind of want to just stay up there in case any more stragglers are running around, and let your 11s push up, and then once the 11s push up and they clear the next building, then you can come down off your bipods and push up and find a different support by fire. For the observer, I really didn't know where to go with this. So what I'm going to show you here is if you wanted to play like battalion recon, this is kind of a setup you would do. Now battalion recon, or just recon marines in general, do have M4A1s. And but for battalion recon, I ran the ACOG, the PEC box. You can run whatever foregrip you want, and a suppressor. I don't know if Battalion Recon gets the M45, but I put one there anyway. And then I would do light armor and light ammo carrier. Do a gas mask if you want. And then if you have points left over, allot it to grenades or flashbangs or whatever you want to allot it to. And if you don't want to play as Battalion Recon, just take the ACOG off the M4 and put a holographic sight. And you still keep the M45, because I do know Force Recon does get issued the M45s. Battalion Recon, not so sure. As far as Force Recon goes, I don't know if those guys have Liberty when it comes to their optics. A lot of pictures I see of them, they have holographic sights, but I have seen other cases where they're using aim points, or like in the game, the reflex sight. So I guess you can have a little bit more freedom when it comes to Force Recon, but like I said, we're trying to portray a somewhat accurate representation of the Marine Corps infantry. And really, you could go Battalion Recon or even Force Recon loadout the entirety down the way. So from the Rifleman, for the Breacher, I guess you could use the MP5 if you want to go like old school Force Recon. But yeah, your demolitions, you could, you know, just like I said, if you add the suppressor and like the holographic, you'd be Force Recon, or if you add the suppressor and keep the ACOG, you'd be like Battalion Recon. That was just like an idea I had. You know, like I said, I wanted to kind of include the entirety of the infantry, but I didn't really know where to put recon because the recon element of this game does not exist. This game is all about just getting into gunfights. But as I said previously, as far as observers go, just stay close to your commander. You're going to be doing everything else, you know, like holding security, you know, getting little gunfights here and there. But for the main part, just stay close to your commander so he can use the radio and call in air support or artillery. Alright guys, and with that being said, I hope you did enjoy the video. I'm still new to the whole YouTube thing, so I know I got my quirks to work out, so please critique me, you know, I implore you to critique me so I can get better. But this was like a fun little thing that I thought up of, especially having personal experience in it. And if any of y'all want to see a different branch, or maybe even a different military as a whole from different country, let me know. Give me ideas, give me suggestions. I'll do some research and I'll try to give you the most accurate representation of that as I possibly can. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.